And here we go. Can start the recording. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we find our pink Protoss player from the European gaming community. It is Hydra. That's a pretty nice decal that they have got going over there, by the way. And he is facing off an amazing Terran player that I've casted quite a few games off already. It is going to be the green Terran player from Cascade 1 bet. It is Complain. Now in this matchup, I would definitely say that Complain is pretty favored here, but it's still the power of Protoss that can be pretty powerful. And as far as I know, the playstyle of Complain really delays the upgrades in order to get more production earlier on in the game, and he really gets that armory usually pretty late. So let's see if he's still holding on to that style, or if he is getting those upgrades a little bit faster. Because when I was casting him in the WCS qualifiers, I did notice that on multiple maps when he was facing off against the Protoss, he was still on 1-1 when the Protoss was already on 3-3 without even starting his armory yet. So that can definitely cost you quite a few games, but the mid game is always the location where Terran players are quite powerful. So let's see what we are going to have. Command Center first is going to be the game for Complain. He is not worried about his opponent at all. And of course, going for Nexus first is something that you hardly can pull off against a Terran player. Only on maps that are very bad for Reapers. You can try it, but on other maps where the opening of a Reaper is pretty common, you're not going to go for that Nexus first anyway, because the economic advantage you will get is going to be dissipated immediately by the kills that the Reaper will get for the Terran player. And is the music off again? Well, apparently the music really does kill off every time, but let's get that going a little bit too. But Hydra will scout the base of Complain. It can be a little bit annoying there because there's no Marine out just yet. So Complain immediately getting the SCV on top of that probe a little bit. Hey, don't go harassing here. You're going to have a very bad time with that. But Complain following this up with 2 barracks immediately. You need to get those units out pretty early to get your early defense going. Otherwise, some gateway pressure can just straight up kill you. So those Marines are going to be pretty important. Also, a bunker should come down fairly fast at the front of that base, but no Reapers will be coming out anytime soon, especially because there is no refinery being built just yet. But Hydra getting a very nice wall of going off with his cybernetics core and gateway. So if there was a Reaper, he would have to commit quite a bit to get in this area behind that mineral line, and that Reaper would most likely be killed off. So we do see that the Mothership Core for Hydra is going to be built right now. He's getting his Nexus on the high ground because he does not want to fall too far behind in the economy. Could try and go for a very aggressive one-base strategy with a Nexus, with a Command Center first of Complain, but he's just going to try and stay toe-to-toe with the economy of Complain. Cannot blame him for that because, well, a lot of Protoss players will be playing for the late game. So let's see how that is going to work out for him. The tech choice that he went for is going to be the robotics facility. A pretty standard opening to get those Colossi pretty fast, and you can keep safe with that photon overcharge for quite some time. And also going up that high ground can be very annoying for a Terran player. But the SCV saw everything. Complain should know that there is going to be a robotics facility already coming down. Natural base just finishing up. The times from Hydra are actually pretty good right now. So nice transferring of those probes, of course. Get as much income as possible from those units. But the command center for Complain is already up and running. Even microing away those mules. Because if they are dying in the trip, they will not return the 30 minerals. And those 30 minerals will be gone forever. So those 30 minerals will be staying on the patches for a little while longer. And we do see a 3 barracks opening. Stimpack on the way. Also the factory is going to come through. And we will see that engineering bay most likely for the +1 attack upgrade. But I don't think he's worrying too much about any Oracle coming to his base. Now Stalker being a little bit caught out of position. But of course the Stalker is faster and has a larger range than those Marines. So they can kite those Marines all day. Also 2 extra gateways gonna come down. He's going to need that extra production. But wait. Yeah, he did just finish up warp gate research. This probe is very unfortunate. He's going to be stuck there for quite some time. He's canceling the gateway. Can be pretty painful too, but there's a lot of Marines actually going to come his way. 10 Marines on the way, circumventing that Xel'Naga watchtower. But Hydra should know that those Marines are still somewhere out on the map. And if this Stalker is on move command, he is going to be killed off in no time by those Marines. It was on move command, but it does not go completely into the main base. And there's a lot of Marines. The Photon Overcharge does get baited out. 1 probe will at least fall. He wants to go for more probes, and those probes are going to be stuck here. Oh wow, that's a lot of probe kills. That's also a lot of Marine kills for sure, but 5 probe kills for 10 Marines and a lot of lost mining time. That is a pretty decent trade for sure. And we do see now that Complaint is 10 workers ahead of Hydra. That is a very painful location to be in, but now the first Colossus has already popped. If he just got that a few seconds earlier, he would have been in such a great shape. But unfortunately, that is not the case. And all of those Marines did get the kills on those probes. Also, the gas of the natural will be taken right now. Forge finally going to come through from Hydra. And he's going for the thermal lance, but at the base of Complaint, his full macro mode is going to go down. He's not going for a very quick 3rd command center, but he's going for a lot of barracks and a lot of add-ons, and he is going to be producing a lot of units. Even in case that there is, of course, Dark Templars, they're not going to get up this ramp. But double medevac drop has been sent out. It might have been spotted by this observer, so maybe Hydra will already know about it, and he will be able to get units in position. However, 3 Stalkers is not going to be enough to deal with this efficiently. What is he doing with that medevac? He's just going to keep it as a backup. A little bit of mis-micro probably, but he is correcting that mistake. 2 Colossi are out, but they are not in position to intercept that drop when it finally moves in. What is he waiting for? Come on, send the drop in. 6 Stalkers, okay, that can make it a little bit tricky, but Complaint of course does not know it, so at least going for the poke can be pretty nice. And there are 2 Marauders in this composition. At least, are those Marauders? Yes, they are Marauders. 2 Marines do get dropped. Oh, and if they can unload everything, those Stalkers are just going to melt away. Photon Overcharge is going to be used, but there's no blink on these Stalkers. So only one of them is really fighting, and they are getting killed one by one. The medevac's not really being targeted, but finally the Colossi will be in position, and Complaint will have to get out of there. But he will get out of there with both of his medevacs and even a few units to spare. He only lost a few Marines there. Looking at the units lost tab, 18 Marines in an SCV for 8 probes, 6 Stalkers and 2 Zealots. That is pretty decent, but at the same time a push at the front. 2 Stalkers already being picked off, 2 Colossi are still remaining alive. And also the medevacs will remain alive. How many Stalkers are there on the map? There are none whatsoever. The only anti-air he has is the Photon Overcharge and 2 sentries. This is going to be the parade push for Complaint. He has a very nice supply advantage. He is getting 3 Vikings at a time from 2 starports, of course. How many does he already have on the map? He's sending 2 across the map already. 2 were already with the army, so 4 in total in position already. 4 more on the way, and those Colossi are not going to be all that effective, especially with no supporting units whatsoever. Even without the Vikings, I do believe that his army would be big enough to stim forward and focus down the first Colossus, the second Colossus, and go for the win from there on out. But he did manage to replace a few of those Stalkers, but it's still not a big ground army whatsoever. He's getting photon cannons inside his natural to get rid of any drops that could be coming his way. But the observer has spotted what is coming his way, and this is a very terrifying army of Complaint for sure. He's pretty much doubling the army supply. A Marine was sent forward to see what exactly is up. Of course, with the sentries in position, this is still a very dangerous choke to work at. So the Vikings will be able to start poking. I would like to see Complaint take out those rocks too as soon as possible, just so it takes a lot more force fields to make anything happen. But he wants to push, and he wants to come in very fast. But those sentries are what's keeping him on the low ground for now. Come on, take out those rocks, move up, and those Stalkers will melt to the Marauder that Complaint has right now. +1 not done for Hydra. Did he go for the armor upgrade? Yeah, he has one armor upgrade. The Vikings getting the first Colossus kill. Focusing on the second one. Not getting it just yet. Finally, we do see that the rocks will be taken out. Third base behind this of complaint is in construction. So he's not, well, he's not going to go all in whatsoever. He has the +2 even on the way. But I don't think that that is going to be relevant. I have no idea how Hydra plans to hold this attack. The drops just already did so much damage. So many probes were killed off. And the Colossi against this amount of Vikings. He has 11 Vikings here, and the Colossi are not fighting here. The Marauders and the Marines behind the force fields are, and there are just too many Vikings. The last Colossus does fall. The force fields are pretty decent, but the Vikings can land at this point. There's the GG and the well played, and Complaint takes this best of 1.